Hello everyone and welcome to the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, or Mosport, here in Canada. We're ready for the chase in the Crown Royal Truck Series. 7 races to decide your champion. It starts here at the Canadian Tire 200 at Mosport. We're excited to have 40 drivers up here in Canada in front of the international crowd, ready for 21 laps around this road course. But we'll get to more of those details as the pace lap goes on. Your 10 chase drivers, all starting within the top 16, should be a great fight heading in to the next few races. But we're here at Mosport getting ready for the command. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the Canadian Tire 200 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
Drivers, start your engines.
With that, the engines are fired. We're ready for 21 laps here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the Canadian Tire 200. Out in front, Alex Benyako is the spoiler this weekend. But speaking of spoilers, those purple spoilers and the purple nameplates on the back of the trucks, those are your chase drivers. That's how you'll be able to see if you're on the track or in the stands who and where these chase drivers are. But the spoiler is Alex Benyako starting on pole. Alongside him is Jay Jefferson, and he's ahead of a row of chase contenders. 7 of your 10 chase contenders inside the top 10, and the remaining 3, the furthest back, is Eli Bright in 16th. And speaking of Eli, Roger Ray is seen here in this 84 truck, might have been the regular season points champion, scoring the most points heading out of Chicagoland. That gave him 25 bonus points. Second gave Eli Bright 15 points, but Eli's 3 wins in this regular season to Roger Ray's none gets Eli a bonus 15 points, with 5 points awarded per win in the regular season. When you head into the chase, puts Roger Ray 5 points behind Eli Bright in the championship standings. In third is actually Alex Peters, 2 wins and a great regular season run. He is 10 points back. Jay Jefferson in the 48, only 15 back. Sebastian Kukulon, 21 points back. Peter Onjak, 22 back. 24 back is Austin Murray. 27 back, Austin Johnson. And rounding that out, Riley Spurley-Tube, Colton Lane, 30 points back. Those are your wildcard drivers, earning no bonus points to head into the season. So the only drivers that are for sure every year that you know, there's always going to be someone with just 2,000 points. That's your 2 wildcard drivers for not getting any bonus points if you either point in or use a win to get in. That's your ticket into the chase there. But it's unknown because Eli Bright, he could have won the regular season points title. That'd be 25 points plus his 15 points. He'd have 2,040 points instead of 2,030, which would be a major gain over Roger Ray if Ray was second in points, because he'd only have 2,015 points on his name. So that is how easily this championship could have looked differently if Roger Ray did not step up at Chicagoland and stay ahead of Eli Bright, especially after Eli got in that accident. 40 drivers here at Mosport, and this section of the corners, the final 3 at the end of the Andretti Straight, you're into a hard braking zone, into more of a technical part of the course. It's always difficult for all drivers to get through cleanly, and you usually see 1 or 2 drivers going off, and usually it's a chase contender. If you remember a couple of years ago, Zachary DeLello went off here at Mosport and pretty much ruined his entire chase run. We'll see what the championship will look like. 7 races to decide the champion in this Crown Royal Truck Series chase for the championship. Benyako and Jefferson lead us down. Green flags in the air, and we are racing in Canada. Full field coming on down through turn number 1. Murray getting a little sideways there. Roger Ray did not have a good start. He's holding up that outside line there, and he's already back, battling Spurley-Tube for the 6th spot. Is now Matty Porta is going to make short work of the field. He's making his way for 3rd on Murray, and now the next driver in front of him spun him out on lap 1 at Watkins Glen. That's Jay Jefferson, if Porta can get by Murray. But you got Benyako out in front in this 83 truck. He was so close to making the chase this season. Again, Chicagoland, the heartbreaker for him. He's out in front, though, trying to pull maybe a Tib Foster and win 2 races, even though he is out of the chase. Murray now looking for 2nd on Jefferson. Porta back there. Spurley-Tube trying to hang on over Ray. You got Ethan Head there as well. And that's what you're going to be looking for. Remember, the purple rear spoilers in there are the thing you're going to see. So if it's a head-on angle like we've seen it a couple times here, like you really can't tell there where your chase contenders are, but as the race progresses, you'll know what schemes they are running. Here they come through the S's, though, and you see now Porta all over the back of Jefferson. Rest of the field coming on through. Looks like Lane and Bright had a poor start to this race, and look at just the traffic jam you see at the back of this pack. Alex Banyako out in front, Jefferson up to second. Matty Porta now in the 12 is chasing him down in third. He's got that one road course victory out of his way now. He's finally broken through and won on a road course, showed he is a real good ringer, and now he's chasing Jefferson for that second spot. He wants to get around him and show what he wanted at Watkins Glen was a good battle with Jefferson. Now he's all over the back of that 48 truck. Let's see if Porta can make his way on up as he's going to look to the inside. But you got to remember, for Matty Porta too, again, you know, we haven't really seen much anger out of Porta since Road America a couple of years ago with him and Stapleton in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Of course, the shenanigans that happened after the race there, but Spurley tube sideways coming through there. But we've seen Porta, you know, he's got to watch himself because Jay Jefferson and him are fighting for the Sundrop Cup Series Chase Championship tomorrow at Mosport. So he's going to have to drive nice and clean with Jay because there's actually 4 of the drivers in this chase field are running for both the Cup and Trucks championship this year and could possibly sweep them for the first time ever in the NSDCA. Those being Jay Jefferson, Peter Onjak, sorry, Kukulon just barely missed out to Austin Murray, who's also in the hunt for that. But it is Jefferson, Onjak, Murray that are all fighting for that for that chase championship chase for the Sundrop Cup Series championship next season. So Banyako out in front, Jefferson second, Murray third, Spurley tube up to fourth, big gain for him. Porta's back to fifth, William Duncan up to sixth, DeLello seventh, Roger Ray, poor start for both Auto trucks, but Onjak was stuck behind Ray. Ray 8th, Onjak 9th, and Preston Emmons in that 94 up to 10th. He had a great showing at Watkins Glen, almost winning that truck race here at Watkins Glen in the trucks, but he just came up just a little too short. Alex Peters sits 11th, Kukulon 12th, Jesse Turner 13th, not really a road ringer, but enjoying his time out here at Mosport. He's up inside the 13th spot. Kukulon now trying to make a move on Peters. That could be for some big points runs there. Looking further back, there's Anderson Reed 14th, Colton Lane now back to 15th, Austin Johnson 16th, Fitzwater 17th, Brown 18th, Eli Bright 19th, lost 3 spots immediately because I think Ray just had a very poor start. That outside line did not get going, and it really held up Eli, who had started this race 16th. So he's now back just inside the top 20, just ahead of Maxwell Phi. Looking further back, there's your 2-time Mosport winner and looking to go a 3-peat today or tomorrow in the Sundrop Cup Series race, Tib Foster. He's driving this 25 truck, so the most underpowered his truck's ever been coming to Mosport in comparison to the field. But he is still trying to hang on, but it looks like that truck's slowly fading away as this run progresses. There's Irving Allison, who just missed out on the chase this year. He has a win this year at South Boston, just was not meant to be. There's Dusty Neal to BK Racing. Number 62, it's just the renumber of the 23 for this weekend. Unknown what the significance of the 62 is. And there's Benedict Mirdo III making his debut in the Truck Series this weekend, making his, I believe, first ever start in the NSDCA. And Cody Goforth, a Cup Championship contender, 0 top 5s on that season, starts 40th today, and it looks like he's not doing much. Slow truck here for the 2017 this weekend. Alex Banyako, though, launching away from Jefferson, who's back in second, Spurley tube third. Now Porta fighting Murray. That's for that 4th spot. So Porta losing a lot of time, it looks like, being behind Murray. I don't think he wants to be back there anymore because he wants to try to get up there and fight with some of the guys up front. Now they are side by side coming through and into the final corner here. Will Murray use that outside line? Will Porta have the inside line? He's going to edge him across the line, and it looks like he'll have that momentum. Give the 4th position back to Matty Porta in the 12. Let's see what he can do now. Caution is out. Caution is out. Zachary Fitzwater has some side damage to that 59 truck. I'm not sure if that's what it is, though. The front few are going to be able to race their way back around. We'll see where that cutoff will be. Might be around Emmons or Bright somewhere. Fitzwater has some right side damage, and he was pretty far back. He's down pit road, so it must have been some issue with Fitzwater. But Alex Banyako putting on a show right now here at Mosport, in Canada. Spurleytube now onto the back of Jefferson, looking for that spot. Can he get second away from Team Boss here? Jay Jefferson, as they come up the Andretti straight side by side between the 28 and 48. Can Spurley try to edge out Jay Jefferson as they have a drag race down here for second? Benyako absolutely pulling away, but here they come now into the final 3 corners. Who's going to outbrake Spurleytube? Really late on the brakes there. It's going to slide him up, but it looks like he will take that second spot away from Jefferson. And this is going to bunch this field right back up. Yeah, Emmons, the last driver, or the first driver, I should say, to race back across when the caution came out. Alex Benyako leads them back around, though. There is Onjak going a bit wide. He'll be able to keep his run. But Alex Benyako out in front. It looks like it's Zachary Fitzwater who goes around there in the 59 truck, and it's unknown if this team will be making next race. We'll be making the trip out next race. We're under caution for the first time today here at Mosport. Alex Benyako has dominated it so far for the first 6 laps. We'll bring you back to pit stops if they happen. Let's go ahead, get a quick replay. Zachary Fitzwater driving here with Eli Bright. Eli just runs him over in the 59, spins Fitzwater into the outside wall. Some pretty heavy damage to Zachary Fitzwater, and that's going to be the end of his time there probably at Fitzwater Australia Racing. I don't know if this team will be able to recover after the costs that it is just coming up to Canada. Some damage to the 59 as well as a piece of Dusty Neal when he came back on track. Might be the end of the times for Zachary Fitzwater. Back live here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the Canadian Tire 200. Alex Benyako's your race leader. Spurleytube second, Jefferson third, Porta fourth, Murray fifth, DeLello, Duncan, Onjak, Emmons, and Ray your top 10. 6 laps through this one. Fuel window about, I'd like to say about 10 to 12 laps. So there is a possibility you could make it to the end on one stop here. We've seen that previously. With it, especially if you have cautions to save enough fuel, but we will go ahead and see Kev Shearer going to stay out in the 24 truck. Looks like the Chicagoland strategy of not doing the same thing as everyone else is going to happen with Kev, but he's going to get out into the front of the pack, and we'll take a look back here. Goforth also coming in. Fitzwater stays out. He's actually on the lead lap with that damage, so it looks like that's going to be a Joseph Strigley situation where he might be able to be second, so we'll see if he's as slow as Strigley was at Watkins Glen. Now the field's going around. You're taking 4 tires. You might take 2, and it looks like Duncan might have taken 2. He's going to be your leader coming out. There's Ray Peters. Now the rest of the field coming off 4 tires. It's a tight pit road. You see Austin Murray taking his sweet old time right into Preston Emmons. Aiden Smith makes contact. Matty Porta's still on pit road, and you see how busy it is. I don't think Porta's clear to get out. And now Porta's at the very back of the pack. A lot of changes under caution there. This pit road very difficult to get on and off of. But Kev Shearer, Zachary Fitzwater will be your top 2 with Duncan in third. We'll take a quick commercial break, get a pit road update, bring us back to the action here, the Canadian Tire 200. Coming back up the Andretti straight here, 7 of 21 will be complete, 1/3 of the way through this race. Some info on pit road shenanigans. Kev Shearer, Zachary Fitzwater stay out, though Fitzwater was able to cheat the system and come in before the pits closed for the caution. William Duncan took 2 tires, along with Roger Ray, Logan Bradley, Francois Chastain, Cody Goforth, Irving Allison, Luke Rainey, Stephen Wallace Jr., Antoine Smith, Aiden Smith, Gatlin Downey, Tib Foster, Matthew Brown, Jesse Turner, Colton Lane, Eli Bright, Alex Peters, and Sebastian Kukulon. The 32 team of Alex Kraft, fuel only on their pit stop. They are unsure if there was enough time to get back onto pit road, though. To get back on around as the 25 and 77 need to figure out their dispute there quickly as we're going back racing here at Mosport. This is another tough thing coming off of pit road. Coming back to the restarts, you'll see a lot of contact coming sliding around there. Cars around, that's Maxwell 5, big hit there in the 01, and it looks like that was with Porta. No, that's with Matt Sladek in the 19. Kev Shearer out in front. Fitzwater holding up the rest of the field as Duncan's trying to work his way around. And Duncan with a big dive to the inside of the 59, trying to make short work of him as he's going for that second spot there. Shearer pulling away, enjoying his time out in front with that lap led. So 2 races in a row, Shearer's led laps. Nice to see that there. But we will be coming back right to another caution. As we said, it's really difficult to be restarting races on corners. You saw it at Old Spice. You see it here pretty often. Shearer goes wide. That's going to bring Duncan back into the mix. Roger Ray there as well, trying to get a bonus point for some laps led. And now Duncan, can he get a run to the inside on Shearer? Up the Andretti straight. He's looking. He's peering. This is the strongest truck he's been in a while. We'll see if he can use it to its potential, but I don't think he's going to be able to outbrake Shearer into the corner. Shearer's tires, you know, pretty old, but you still 2 tires for the 17. Coming on through, Kev Shearer out in front. In second is now not Ethan Head, William Duncan. Third, Ray. Fourth, Jesse Turner. Fifth, Peters. They come back around. Duncan looking to the bottom. Contact with Shearer coming across the line, but Shearer gets on through. Maxwell Fye somehow driving away from that hit as well. The 19 of Matt Sladek. They're both coming back around. Heavy damage to those trucks there. As the pace truck's like already ahead. I think this will be a pretty quick yellow there for those guys. But we'll see if anyone else comes back on down, maybe to change some tires or put more tires on, change their strategy. We'll see. But it's Kev Shearer out in front. We'll see if he'll pit. A lot of what-ifs here as we come back around. 9 of 21 complete. The 2-tire strategy could work. Fuel could be able to last if you have enough cautions. Question will be, will the tires last? We'll see what'll happen there, and we'll see if we have some pit stops here right after this one. Maxwell Fye, Matt Sladek get together and cause a big one here at Mosport. Everything that could go wrong on this restart did. Maxwell Fye has Matty Porta all over the back of him, spins him into the inside wall, bounces off, and right back into the path of Matt Sladek, almost flipping the 01 over. Looking out the back bumper of Anderson Reed, the 41 truck was lucky to get through this, but Maxwell Fye with some heavy damage here brings us to the second caution of the day at Mosport. Back live here at the Canadian Tire 200. Kev Shearer dives his truck down pit road, so he'll have a couple laps extra of fuel and tires than the rest of the field. Kev came down for 4 tires as well. Stephen Wallace Jr. came down to change the left sides, so that 98 team basically has fresh tires, except the right ones have about a lap of pace in them. And the 32 truck of Alex Kraft, they came back down and changed right sides on that truck. We'll see if that will change anything there for the 32 team. But William Duncan is your race leader. Roger Ray in second, the highest running chase contender. Third is Jesse Turner. Fourth, Alex Peters. And fifth, Zachary Fitzwater, but he dropped like a rock. Sebastian Kukla on 6th, Jay Jefferson 7th, Ben Yacco 8th, Spurley Tube 9th, Eli Bright 10th, Matthew Brown, Preston Emmons, Colton Lane, Aiden Smith, and Francois Chastain, your top 15. Logan Bradley, Gatlin Downey, Austin Murray, Austin Johnson, and Irving Allison, your top 20. There's Tib Foster back in 25th, or somewhere of those bouts. Maxwell Fye continuing on with as heavy of a hit as he took. He continues on 1 lap down. Matt Sladek is out of this race. So restarts are hectic, especially when you restart a couple turns behind and you're trying to push to get through. You saw Matty Porta just ran out of patience and basically ran over the number 01 of Maxwell Fye. So you'll see up front, you get more spread out because you can get further on that straightaway. But you see at Watkins Glen and at Old Spice, for as long as these lines go, when you're pacing on a round, it's really hard to restart on a corner. At Watkins Glen, they kind of spread out a little too far. Gatlin Downey and the 35 truck have had a mechanical failure there. It is a flat tire on the 35, not able to wheel that back. We're going to go ahead and see if there will be an incident on this restart. Green flag's back in the air, coming back to racing action here at Mosport. Logan Bradley very sideways. You see everyone basically just sliding around on those tires, and we are going to stay clean for that opening stint as Roger Ray's now getting attacked by teammate Jesse Turner. Turner don't care about a championship. He wants to win a race. He wants to win a truck race, prove he deserves an on-Giotto equipment. But William Duncan, probably the best equipment of his career outside of those MDCS cars at Dytech, this could be a fantastic opportunity for him to run well here, at least put on a show, even lead a lap or two over Roger Ray. Would be amazing. Jay Jefferson already up into 5th as they make short work of Ben Yacco. It looks like his truck was qualifying pace, not race pace, because it is dropping like a rock. Fitzwater on that inside. Maybe he'll be able to take a spot away from Jefferson again. Yes, he will, but that's just going to make it worse. Jefferson went off the grass, onto the grass, but there is no speed in this 59 truck with how much damage there is, and he's holding up 3 chase contenders that are very much not happy with him right now. And count 4, too. There's Colton Lane, Eli Bright right back there as well. Jefferson's not too kind to slower trucks. I'm going to be scared for Fitzwater. I think his team's about to end right here because Jefferson might just throw him through the tire barrier. Kukul on there in the 20, just trying to creep on around, not trying to hit anyone. Preston Emmons diving down pit road in the 94 truck. Not sure if he has an issue or not. Looking the rest of the way through. Dusty Neal's down pit road in the 62. The 76 of Ryan Butcher is out into the dirt. Will he be able to get himself unstuck? No. He's stuck in the dirt. I don't know if we'll have a caution. There's a battle for the race lead heating up as Roger Ray looking for his first NSDCA victory all over the back of William Duncan. Butcher's truck has been towed back. Kev Shearer on pit road. He's torn up, but there's been no caution. Maybe that 94 and 62, that might have been... One truck's blown up. It's Roger Ray in the 84 from the second position, an engine failure. And that is championship hopes possibly gone for Roger Ray at that point. No caution. They keep it green. Alex Peters is now into second as William Duncan is pulling away. But Roger Ray's engine blows up. And from running in second and easily taking the points lead, he's going to be at a massive, massive disadvantage. Alex Peters second, Jesse Turner third, Spurley fourth, Jefferson fifth, Kukulon sixth, Bright seventh, Lane eighth, Fitzwater somehow still in the top 10, Francois Chastain inside the top 10. Looking the rest of the way, there's Peter Onjak, not happy now that his truck's blown up, but you got to worry about now, will the other truck blow up, the other Onjato trucks blow up. But as I was saying before Roger Ray had that incident, it might have been a restart violation for the 94 and 62. And as we say, we see that a lot at tracks, at road courses where you restart on a corner because it's so hard to restart. And really, it's down to the track. It's not really much of the NSDCA's doing. It's how the track runs their races. And that's basically how it is, you know. William Duncan out in front, though. Alex Peters second. Jesse Turner third. Spurley fourth. Jefferson fifth. 3 chase contenders inside this top 5. You also got some further back, with Kukulon now going to have to fight over Eli Bright. Kukulon, a bit of an underdog heading into this. Got in here with that win at Memphis, but had a very strong regular season. Was a contender for a lot of races. Was up there in the point standings. So the PKN Orland, number 20, is having a good day today. Up inside the top 10. Hopefully he can carry that momentum through the rest of the chase. Eli Bright there in that 8 all over the back of him. Looking further back, you got Lane. There's Matthew Brown. Give Brown a shout out for the comeback this 16 team had, especially after how disappointing his run earlier this weekend or earlier this month at Chicagoland was, when he had a chance. He had the wild card spot heading into the first race, got in a crash. Then the second one, I'm pretty sure he flipped over. So he was out of that one completely. So that cost him 2/40ths at Chicagoland. Pretty much took him out of the chase for the championship. But that basically benefited Colton Lane. William Duncan is pulling away. Alex Peters second. Jesse Turner third. Spurley fourth. Jay Jefferson fifth. Jay right here. Alex Peters, he wants to finish ahead of Peters because Peters is one of the guys in front of him in the standings, but he also is in front of Eli Bright right now, gaining those points. And Roger Ray's DNF in this race at this point is going to be major for TSR's chances here. TSR has 3 of the 10 chase contenders. They have a 30% chance of winning the championship this year, and it looks like it was a clutch issue on the 84. You see that a lot at road courses when you're upshifting, downshifting a ton. And it looks like he just came into those final few corners. Now was gone. Just realized William Duncan must have gone wide. Alex Peters is on his back bumper in that 45. Peters has not won a road course. His 2 career NSDCA victories both came at Auto Club. He's the defending 2-time winner at Auto Club. He's been undefeated since he ran full-time there. So here at a road course, that could be showing some different strengths there. You also got Michigan in the chase, which is the most similar track left to Auto Club, which is pretty similar to, with the drafting and the high speeds and the big oval. So we'll see if Peters could be an absolute championship threat. He's the only Ford in the race, in the chase. And this 45 team, you know, for Zachary Racing, they've put them on their back. They're running away with this thing right now, up in second. The highest running chase contender. Great job right now for this 45 team. Riley Spurleytube was able to make the chase. He was the highest wild card driver, fending off a lot of charges at the end there with a great comeback through the field at Chicagoland in that second race. Duncan ran it wide again. Spurleytube's going to get passed by Jefferson. That's going to bring the go back up. Matthew Brown, engine failure on the 16 truck. So we're just having trucks drop left and right. The 35, the 84, the 16, all suffering mechanical failures here as this race goes on. So, man, that's a Toyota, a Dodge. It's a Toyota and 2 Dodges. So now Dodge might be getting... Dodge's curse might be moving over to Toyota as Matthew Brown now goes out. So we were just saying Brown's having a good day, and now that's going to go up basically in smoke for him. But, man, a lot of drivers just dropping left and right as we go. Battle for the top 10. There's Francois Chastain now fighting off Irving Allison. There's Austin Johnson, Peter Onjak, some of the further back chase contenders. Austin Murray pointed his way into both the Cup and Truck chase. 0 wins on the season in either series, but he really fought hard to make these chases. He had to fight in the Truck doubleheaders to point his way in. He still wasn't locked in heading into that, but at the Cup race, he had to just finish a spot or 2 ahead or behind Kukulon, and that got him into the show there. So Murray right now, the slowest running chase contender on track, it appears. That is true. Logan Bradley at the back of that one. There's Downey. Now Peters. Here he comes. Got a run off of the corner. Jefferson's up to third, but here comes Alex Peters fighting off against William Duncan. Can Duncan fend him off is the question. Peters is going to have the straight line speed, and there you see him flying by Duncan down into the final few corners, and Duncan's going to lose the lead, give it to Alex Peters in the 45. Jay Jefferson in the 48 is into third and charging to the front. He's been shown as a road course guy. Now Duncan not going to let Peters run away with it just yet as they go for it for that race lead. Jefferson back there. Now Duncan's looking to the inside. Can he fight back against Peters? Caution is out. They're going to be able to race back. A big crash there. It's Austin Johnson in the 77 with Anderson Reed. Johnson might just be suspended from the truck races now. If he caused this incident, he's already suspended from an MDCS race. Now Jefferson coming after Duncan. Duncan's going to have to hope. Well, most likely going back green with a lap or 2 to go here at Mosport, but now Duncan's fending off 2 hard-charging chase contenders. Here comes Jefferson up the inside. Can Jay steal the race win away from Duncan? And this would be very unpopular if Jay gets it, but he might have a shot here. Peters is going to get cleared into second, but here they come now. It's going to be up the Andretti straight. This could be for it if the NSDCA calls the race here. Jefferson against Duncan. Once again, can he hold on? It doesn't look like he will. Here comes Jefferson flying right on by. Who will outbreak each other into the final corner? Duncan goes slow. Jefferson throws it in, but he has that grip in that 48 truck. Spinners at the back. That's Jesse Turner off the bumper of Eli Bright coming to the line. Jefferson steals it across. We have 4 laps to go across that time. Kukulon's up to 4th. Jesse Turner not happy on the radio with Eli Bright. And William Duncan just had to defend against 2 chase contenders. And it just came up so close there for William. And we should be able to go back racing. Now the question is, are you going to risk it on fuel? Truck Series doesn't have a green-white checkered rule. It's in the cards for next season, but it doesn't have it this year. So this race is not guaranteed to finish under green. Yes, pace laps at road courses are 2. But breaking the character here, the pace laps on road courses can kind of get funky. We've seen at Watkins Glen, 3 laps left, pace laps are 2 laps, and they still end up not going back racing. So we'll see if that'll happen at Mosport here. But Jay Jefferson, William Duncan was just defending his life for his life there, and we'll see if we'll go back racing. We should. There's no reason we can't. Austin Johnson, though, not happy on the radio, but the fans not happy on the radio with Johnson. I mean, you can't make any more excuses for this guy. The last 6 or 7 races, he's junked more cars than the NSDCA has. Let's be real. He's been the reason behind many cars getting crashed out. Bobo Jones, Jose Perez, and we don't blame him for injuring Jose. You're fighting hard and you don't know that's what's going to happen. But he got in that incident. He's been in incidents with Bobo Jones. He spun people out in the MDCS and the CRTS and the SDCS. I don't know if Austin's going to be able to make this chase, guys, because we'll have to see the replay. I don't want to pass judgment on to anyone right now, but we'll see. Coming on around, we'll get you back to see if anyone does pit, and we'll see if we go back racing. Can William Duncan get back around Jay Jefferson, or is it Jay's race to lose? We'll find out when we come back here at the Canadian Tire 200. This incident started all the way at the end of the Andretti straight. Austin Johnson's trying to hold off Peter Onjak. You got Anderson Reed, Austin Murray there, so some very fast trucks. Now Johnson goes into the corner here, but it's actually Anderson Reed who you're going to see just overshoots the corner, slides right up into Austin, and just hooks up. Both trucks are going to go spinning around with very minor damage in comparison. The tires have usually eaten up chase trucks there, and Austin Johnson lucky to drive away from that one. But a couple drivers here at the end of this one are going to bring us to a 2-lap dash here in Mosport. We'll see what the chase will look like after this. 2 laps to go at Mosport. Back live here at Mosport. One truck diving down. That is Sebastian Kukulon. Does not think he's going to be able to make it to the end on fuel. And last year in the truck race, the 20 truck leading the event came down and pitted. And he's going to be the only one. So that is just similar to last year with Matty Porta. And it looks like Sauber Racing Team has not learned, but they might be going for the safe bet because you still have to have some fuel saved up. And you see they're just on pit road. They just are putting fuel in it, no tires. So I think if I came down, you're going to be at the back anyway. 4 tires. Put on the 4 tires. Drive through the field as much as you can because it's going to be hard to do so. But here's what we're looking at now. Roger Ray out of this one, and Austin Johnson with damage. Johnson, he's already 27 back from Eli Bright. Eli inside the top 10 is going to put it probably at least a race, and I don't think you can overcome a race deficit in the chase when it really matters, because usually you see a couple guys just going off in the chase, like this man right here might do, that could score TSR's 7th win in 14 races if he wins this event. But you got William Duncan in second. Duncan is a respectable driver, and he's been pushed around a lot. He's had a ton of heartaches, heartbreaks, and broken trucks, broken cars, just a bunch of damage, a bunch of mechanical failures, and he's in second in his first time, his debut with SBR. Ethan Head almost won at Watkins Glen. William Duncan has done better than Ethan Head and fought off Alex Peters, almost fought off Jay Jefferson, and the lights go out. We will have a 2-lap dash if, of course, we get both laps green, but anything can happen here at Mosport. It started pouring down rain in turn 1 last year, and they let it go green, and then everyone just went off this track. But William Duncan here in the 17 truck, he has 5 chase contenders around him, 4 behind him, and Jay Jefferson in front of him. Then it's Alex Banyako, Jesse Turner, who's very upset with the 8 truck of Eli Bright, Irving Allison, Francois Chastain looking for a top 10. You also got Onjak and Murray back there, meaning the only 3 chase contenders not inside the top 12 are Austin Johnson, who just spun, Sebastian Kukulon, who just pit, and Roger Ray, who is out of this one. But William Duncan knows that there's a championship fight going on. He also knows that this could be his final shot at winning a Crown Royal Truck Series race, and his one shot to overcome King Leach himself here, Jay Jefferson. And the fans are going to be going crazy for everyone but this 48 truck. We've seen it this season when Jay's in the Truck Series, but you cannot discount how strong of a driver he is. He's going to have 2 laps to hang on over William Duncan, Alex Peters, Riley Spurlitube, Colton Lane, Eli Bright. Coming through the final corner. Green flags back in the air. Stay green coming off, please. We are racing once again. 2 laps to go at Mosport. And they stay green through the corner. But now Alex Peters looking to the inside of Duncan. That might just be enough for Jefferson to pull away. Jay mounted a charge before that caution. Does the 17 have enough? Does Duncan have enough now that the 45 of Peters is all over the back of him? Jay's never said he was strong on the road courses. His first career road course win coming at Watkins Glen in the Cup race. Now he's looking for a second. Duncan in second trying to hang on, though. Duncan doesn't want a second. He wants a win. I mean, a second's fine. But he wants to win this race and show he can fight with the best of them. A big dive into the kink here. Does he have a shot? Does Jay overshoot it? Jay overshoots it, so does Duncan. That's going to allow Peters to the bottom. Contact there. That's going to slow him down, and that might just be enough for Jay to pull away. The question is, do they have enough fuel? Kukulon thinks no one did, and he's the only one that came down. Now Duncan's got to defend off Peters on the straightaway again, but that might just be enough for this 48 truck to leave. Peters clears Duncan for third. For second, Duncan back to third, but he's all over the back of him. Jefferson, if they come around this time, if a yellow comes out before they take the caution flag, it's over. Trucks down pit road. Alex Peters, William Duncan, many. Kukulon's strategy might just work. They're all coming on down. They're running out of fuel. Kukulon's back down. What are you doing? Jefferson's your race leader. Spurleytube in second. Benyako, Onjak, Murray. Porta's back up here. Morris, DeLello, Benedict Mirdo might get a top 10 in his debut, but do they have enough fuel to make it to the end? Jay Jefferson's your race leader. And you can't even say this isn't green-white checkered shenanigans. Duncan's going to come out in front of Peters. This isn't green-white checkered shenanigans. This isn't the NSDCA extending the race and making a Pocono situation. This is these guys trying to push it here at the end to try to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Spurleytube trying to catch Jay. He's going to cut low. Does he have the run off the corner? This could be the battle for the win right here between the TSR guys. Can Spurleytube get around Jefferson down to the bottom? We might have a drag race coming to line. Onjak into third. Do they have enough fuel? Down the Andretti straight for the final time. Spurleytube trying to beat out the team boss at TSR, Jay Jefferson, into the final three corners. Spurleytube is on the back of Jay. Does he have anything for him? Jefferson a little wider. Going to have one last chance at it. Not going to happen. Jefferson is going to claim the victory here at Mosport. The rest of the field coming across. And you can't say that this wasn't a risk. When you're pitting like that, they had their opportunities to pit. Kukulon came down to pit. I don't know why he came back down in the 20. I don't know what happened there. But everyone else is coming on around. Duncan, 16th. But that finish does not discount what he did in this race. And I don't think... I know Shade Eves is watching. And I know he saw that. He's not going to let this finishing result overshadow what Duncan did, fighting off two of the strongest trucks in the chase right now. Colton Lane, Eli Bright, Alex Peters still come home with top 20s, but it's going to lose time. Jefferson's going to be your points leader. And it came down to fuel. It's heartbreaking to see that this became a fuel strategy race, but it wasn't a false fuel strategy race. It wasn't extended. It wasn't a... And you see, I think they're running out of fuel. It looks like they're running out of fuel. Benyako's flying up there, but... We'll see if anyone is actually out of fuel. It looks like they're really taking their time. But Jay Jefferson wins. Honestly, even if Duncan Peters didn't run out of fuel, I don't think they could have caught him. I think just because Spurleytube has basically the same truck as Jefferson does, I think that's why he was able to catch him in the closing rate there. Coming on through, Jefferson comes home up there. Peter Onjak, Austin Murray. The benefit for those chase guys, Lane, Bright, and Peters, it's not a top 5 like they were looking at, but it's not a 30th either because a ton of drivers came down. They still were able to maintain. Top 15, though, Benedict Mirdo comes home 9th on a fuel strategy race. Zachary DeLella, Matty Porta's back up there. Eric Monaco with a solid top 10 there. Fantastic for them. But that'll bring us to the end of this Canadian Tire 200. Sad that we didn't see a race to the end with Duncan and Peters catching up. But when you're at the edge of a fuel window, you have to save. You're saving under caution, and you see someone pit. And again, Kukulon, I don't know why he came back down, but there must have been a colossal failure on Salver there. But hey, you can't blame the teams. They were trying, and you got to save the fuel. You can't just hope and stay out and hope it ends under caution or whatever. So that came down to who was the better fuel strategy players, who could save the fuel. And if you notice, the top 5 there are all longtime veterans who have been able to save fuel a long time. Now you're looking back, 9th and 10th, those trucks are probably slow enough that they're saving fuel at full throttle. But you got like, even Logan Bradley back there was able to just clutch and coast. Gatlin Downey, he had issues on pit road, so he was able to come down and pit for fuel when he had those mechanical issues and brought it back out and was able to stretch it to the end. But Duncan, so close, a great run by him. Canadian Tire 200 ends. We head to the Cup race tomorrow here at Mosport. Sure to be exciting as well. Jay Jefferson comes home with the victory here. So we'll see if Tib can continue his 3 years at Mosport tomorrow with a win in the Cup race from starting on the pole. Thank you guys so much for watching the Crown Royal Truck Series here. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.